everyone out there in the land of YouTube. Annette Dion here. I'm the host and founder of the one and only Psychic News Network. Today is Monday, November 13th, 2023. Yes, it is. The heat is out in the building, so I have my little heater in the corner. Fortunately, warmed up a little bit. What's going on? How are you? How was your weekend? What's new? If you haven't seen the news for today yet, anything interesting happened? Over the weekend, you know, more and more, just this is, maybe you missed this. Yeah, people will fill you in the chat too. They'll fill you in on the news that they've heard. Over the weekend, Trump went full on Hitler. Over the weekend, Trump went full on Adolf Hitler. We've been talking about Ivana, his ex-wife who's on the other side. The mother of his grown children. One of the mothers. It's not funny. We know that Donald Trump doesn't read much. I'm sure he knows how to read, but it's not one of his passions, obviously. I mean, when he was in the White House, reportedly, he had other people, you know, write or draw things out for him. So he didn't really read, so they had to read for him, or they had to draw pictures to get him to understand things to the best of his capability to understand things. But one thing that is known, because Ivana Trump reported that Donald Trump had on his bedstand a copy of Mein Kampf, Hitler's book, that I don't know if you can get that book. I'm sure you can nowadays, but who would want it? And I've heard it said, if you want to absorb a book, like the information in a book, you don't really have to read it. You know, there's some schools of thought that say if you put, like if there's a great book that has to do with your increasing your income, or, you know, if there's a great book about that, or having success, you know, or like the law of attraction, you can put it next to your bed. You can put it on your bedstand, and the energy of the content of the book will through osmosis, energetically, it will come into your brain. And I know that might sound crazy, but it doesn't sound crazy to me, because I know the science of energy, you know, as much as I've learned. I know a lot about the science of how energy works, which is why I always tell you, visualize and put your attention on what you want to see happen. So Mein Kampf is basically how to have a mass genocide. And I didn't watch very much of it. I only get excerpts of the Trump rallies. I used to watch them, but as they became more and more horrifying, I just clairvoyantly tune into the energy of what he said. I'm not surprised. You know, what do we always say? You know, shocked but not surprised, right? It's not surprising. And he needs to be disqualified from the ballot. I mean, there are so many reasons. It's really amazing to me that he's spelling it out. Amazon has copies of Mein Kampf. Interesting. It's so fascinating to me that he's spelling it out. Abby's asking, did I hear about Joe Biden's niece? Did I hear about Joe Biden's niece? Let me think. What about Joe Biden's niece? The media is starting to talk about it, actually. Thomas is saying the media stays quiet, but the media is actually starting to talk about it. Yeah, and Joe's saying it's a good thing he's putting it all out there before the election. I agree with that. I did not hear about, oh, there was an attempted kidnapping? Yeah. This is what fascism does. It tries to freak you the hell out. His granddaughter's car was almost broken into last night, and well, that's not kidnapping. Tried to steal her car. Let's not get into faux news here. Kidnapping and trying to steal someone's car are really quite as bad as they are. They're quite different. I didn't say that. Somebody's asking, do I see Eric Swalwell running for president for next year? Yeah, anyway, I'm kind of following what you guys are, well, attempting to follow what you guys are saying, but, shots were fired, both stories were put out. I do my best to keep up with all of it, but I think that the most prominent and important news. Yeah, it's better that he spews his plans now. The most important news is that Trump is telling us that he wants to be Hitler. And he was Mussolini in his past life, like I always tell you. I don't know if anybody else that's a psychic would say that, but I say it. I reserve the right to say what my impressions are. Thank you for the compliment. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. It's the epitome of sickness, yes. We need strong prayer and massive white light, Dale. Absolutely, absolutely. And we're doing that. So, excuse me while I wipe my runny nose. It is tis the season. It might have been an attempted kidnapping. Yeah, we're that's what we're in. We're in this zone of we really have a choice. Yes, come 2:20 on Tuesdays. We've been doing a lot of energy work. I don't know if you that don't come to our meetings are aware of how much work we're doing. Yeah, this is but all that we're doing is making an impact. We like to say at Grassroots of Democracy, we did that when good things happened, like last Tuesday when the Democrats won so much. It's really great. The work we do is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Carol. Thanks, I appreciate it. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. YouTube's always coming up with something new. Thank you, I appreciate it. What happened on Tuesday last week, I actually feel like we did that. Collectively we did that. Thank you for your compliment on Church of Spirituality yesterday. I really want to grow that church. Where are my turkey decorations? I was kind of looking for some today. Right now we just have the leaves. I don't eat turkey, so I guess I'm not, so inclined. But I'll get turkey decorations. Just you wait. You are loved? That's for all of you. I want you to be reminded you are loved. Sandy saying church was great yesterday. Thank you. So I'm doing what I can, and I hope that it inspires you all to do what you can to save this country from Adolf Hitler. Or I could say to save this country from Mussolini incarnated. So, oh yeah. Warren's saying once we have 200 in attendance, we will do a group hug. The leaves are pretty, thank you. We'll do a group hug, and what we found, just speaking of energy, is the reason that doing a group hug kind of started as a little bit of a joke. The reason we're keeping it up is because people are reporting. A lot of people are saying they can really feel it. We need 13 more people to do a group hug. I have some teeny weeny cards. I don't know if I'm going to use these tonight, but I had kind of an open day. I don't know, nobody needed a reading, so I kind of had an open day. And I went to the same little store next to Salem, where I got the fun trick-or-treat cards. So I found these. I really liked these. Thank you, Rita. We need 8 more people for a group hug. we have a quorum. Can we get 8 more people? So these are I didn't feel so guilty about buying a teeny little extra tarot deck. It's good to have a little tarot deck. This is called the Dark Wood Tarot Mini. But it's good to have a mini deck because you can carry it around with you. 5 more people till a group hug. There are tarot cards like the Rider-Waite that are even smaller than this that go on a keychain, which I used to own them, and the package kept opening, like it was a little plastic box, and it kept opening by mistake, and it would just go all over the parking lot or wherever I was. So these are a little better. They're not a keychain version. So they're really cute. And let's do this. Let's see. Oh, and the Supreme Court, there's been some action on that. The Supreme Court I will get into it a little bit deeper, but just off the top of my head, when I heard that the Supreme Court was going to accept some kind of code of ethics, you know, somebody's putting a bunch of people put swastikas on a Jewish cemetery. It's horrible. It's horrible. This has happened before. Happy New Moon on Monday. As far as the Supreme Court goes, I heard the news that they were like agreeable to having some kind of an ethics code, and then my next thought was yeah, they just think that they're gonna appease us, right? Okay, 202 group hug time. The ethics code is not enforceable. We'll get to it. It didn't feel like it was anything to me. Ready? Oh, there's 201. What happened? We lost somebody. Hurry before it drops off again. Damon's here. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Group hug. Feel your energy going out and embracing everybody here in the chat. Couple hundred people. That's a lot. And we are in this together. Don't forget. We're in this together. So, yeah, about the Supreme Court. Yeah. Yeah, I really, you know, when it's kind of a mockery. They're kind of looking at it like, oh well, this will appease the American people. 207 group hug is fabulous. Let's start with that, since I'm talking about the Supreme Court. Let's start with that. Let's start with these itty bitty cards. The question is, will this put a dent? Remember on Friday I was telling Warren, because Warren always asks about, Warren's the one that started the group hug thing. Keeps asking about what will happen with Alito, what will happen with Roberts, what will happen with Thomas, and I get so irritated because the Supreme Court is, they're like a kingship, they're like a monarchy. I mean, Clarence Thomas and, you know, Roberts and Alito and Gorsuch. Yeah. So yeah, we need an enforcement mechanism. So as it stands now, let's take a look at whether this will make a difference at all. Because as soon as I heard the news, I was like, well, that's good. And then I was like, that's a joke. So it needs to have teeth. That's what they say about bills, you know, to give him a stronger hold. Cheryl's feeling the love. Okay. As far as the Supreme Court and this ethics thing, this is how they think. By the way, speaking of the Supreme Court, I did watch my video from Friday, and I mistakenly, and I put a big edit note in the description, I was thinking of Ketanji Brown Jackson, but what I was talking about, I was referring to Amy Coney Barrett. So just sometimes I make big mistakes. Because I was saying, you know, Amy Coney Barrett, she's just as bad. All right. As far as the Supreme Court and this new thing, what they think that they've done is made themselves a little bit more invisible. I know, it's ironic, but what they think that they have done with the Supreme Court adhering to some ethics, they think that they've made themselves a little bit more protected. Thank you, Sharon. I am only human, damn it. Nobody complained, but I'm just saying, when I noticed that gaffe, I was like, yikes, I didn't mean to say Ketanji Brown Jackson. She was just on my mind at that moment. The Two of Wands. What the Supreme Court, what the heinous criminal justices are thinking is that this is going to be, oh, it's not just $1 short and a little too late. No, it's basically a nothing burger. Hey, Jamie. It's basically a nothing burger, but they think it's going to make the American people feel appeased. We need to get mad and we need to show it. They will behave for a little while. I'm not even getting that. I'm not getting that they'll behave for a little while. I'm thinking that they'll think that this is going to be on the news and so that people will trust the Supreme Court more. Not so fast. There's the devil. There's the devil. We will not be appeased. Yes, and we have to show that we will not be appeased. We can't just sit there and go, oh, well, you know, we don't really believe they're going to adhere. We need to speak out. The statement says should. Who defines should? I don't think the Senator Whitehouse is done. I think he's just scratched the surface. And Dick Durbin, I think they've just scratched the surface. I think this is just the first little baby step. To say, oh, we have some ethics rules for you. It doesn't mean they're going to adhere to them. Yeah. Yeah, they will keep trying to get rid of our rights. The truth is becoming so glaringly obvious. I don't think, Dale, that they believe we're stupid and they're above it all. I think they believe that we're complacent. And guess what? That's how the Fascist Republicans have gotten as far as they have. Because they're counting on us, not knowing what's going on, being too busy to be interested, and not doing anything. Well, we all know what happened to Mussolini. Speaking of, I was talking about Trump. Yeah. But just staying with the Supreme Court topic for the moment. We live in a time where we're realizing how much danger we're in for our lack of participation over the decades. Any chance Johnson would ever be needed to step? I'm not going to look at that. No, I'm not looking at that. No. No. God. Be grateful. Check yourself. Everyone should be visualizing with emotion, not fear. MAGA Mike out, all the insurrectionists in Congress subpoenaed and prosecuted. This last election showed how complacent we are. Yeah, well, it showed that we were waking up. Visualize Mike Johnson out. Don't even think about, oh, what if something happens to Joe Biden? Don't put your energy there. I'm just making a recommendation. What happened on Tuesday with the elections all around the country? Democrats, yeah, MAGA Mike will be out. Democrats knocking it out of the park. Knocking it out of Fenway Park, you know. Sorry. Where thoughts flow, the energy goes. Yeah, remember on Friday I was like, Willie Nelson has a song called Energy Follows Thought. Listen to Willie, he knows. And it's the name of a song and a book. We'll get to that on Warren. It's like what they're doing in Ohio. So they passed that abortion will be legal. Oh my God, women will be able to make choices about their own private lives, their private body parts, their private, what they want to do with their lives. In case of an accident, women will be able to decide what to do between her and her doctor. It's going into law in Ohio. It's going to be part of their constitution. Women have rights. And what do the Republicans do? What do the Republicans do? What are they trying to do? Oh, no, we don't want what the voters want. No, but the voters want that. That we better fight. We can't let the voters think that they can get what they want. That's the Republicans in Ohio. Do not go back to sleep. Seriously. Well, we're working on that. If 51 million Americans who could vote are not yet registered, we are working on that. We're working on that. It's between a woman and her doctor. That's it. That's it. Maybe her partner and, husband, and, if it, we don't have to get into all that. We all feel the same way. Let's just take a look. I'm going to read a little bit more into the Supreme Court, just as far as will they have accountability for ethics. Yes, if you are 21 right now, or if you were 18, right, and this is happening, good Lord. I mean, I have some people that are older, like you can hear, you might hear this from people that are like in their 80s. Oh, it's not going to be us anymore. It's going to be you guys, right? Which that's kind of the mentality of some people when they're older, that much older. However, to each his own. And then there are people that are like 90 something that still vote, right? But my point is, if you're like just becoming voting age, which we have all the kids that grew up with school shootings, all voting age now. If you grew up with that and you saw what's going on in this country, would you really not vote? Would you really not vote? This is why they're going after, the Fascist Republicans are going after the kids on college campuses. Of course men vote for women's rights. Yeah. Rita's ashamed to hand this government over to her grandchildren. Wait, now Rita, that's assuming that you're not going to fix it, and I know that you're pretty engaged in helping to fix it. But we all should have been more involved. Guilty as charged. The Supreme Court. Oh, there's a change of fortune for the Supreme Court. As everything becomes clearer and clearer, I do see the American people getting involved. This is a change of fortune for the Supreme Court. They are not done. They have just scratched the surface. Durbin and Senator Whitehouse, they have just scratched the surface. The Knight of Swords, I see that the Democrats will not let up, and the American people will not let up, and we're going to be very clear collectively that we need ethics that are enforceable. It's not a democracy when they have a monarchy, right? We can't have a Supreme Court that's a monarchy when we're a democracy. That makes us not a democracy. Yeah, Rita, you're absolved from any, guilt. If you're involved in saving democracy, I forgive you. I forgive you. So the Catholics do. I forgive you. You're absolved. And and honestly, I mean, I've heard people say, I've literally heard people say, and if you've said this, I'm not picking on you because nobody knows, who says this. When women's rights got taken away, I mean, I kept on hearing, I can't believe I'm still fighting for this. I fought for this when I was in college. And to which I respond, democracy is not a spectator sport. There are people that get into their 90s and still vote. It's not a spectator sport. I highly recommend Heather Cox Richardson's book, Democracy Awakening. No, we're not trusting the SCOTUS to police themselves. Those cards said that it's not going to be up to them. Thank you to our awesome wrenches. I'll probably switch cards in a bit because these are pretty teeny, but I want to take a look at how the media will be responding, and out of curiosity, I want to take a peek at Fox. Yeah, see, I'm saying she fought for women's rights in high school. So I just hope that nobody here is of the ilk that is complaining that I'm still protesting, I still have to be involved. Yeah. It's a privilege. Warren, I don't know what part of I'm not going to read on that you don't understand. I don't really know. Democracy is not a spectator sport. No, it's not. I heard said Guru say that once, but it wasn't an original quote from him. It's a participatory sport. Taylor Swift is like a billionaire now, and and Donald Trump's going after Taylor Swift. Yes, we are totally, we're behind Senator Whitehouse and Dick Durbin and the rest of them that are fighting so hard for democracy. All right, let's take a look at whether the media is going to do enough, and what Fox Faux News is saying about Trump going full on genocide, send them to concentration camps. Yeah. That's where we are. That's where we are. They do need to report. 45 is jealous of anybody. Someone's saying 45 is, Darren is saying 45 is jealous of Taylor Swift. If you were in a room with Donald Trump, thank you, Warren. If you were in a room with Donald Trump, and for some reason there was somebody else in the room who was addressing you, Warren said he would leave. I would too. But I'm just making the point that if you were in a room with Donald Trump and there was another person in the room and they were addressing you with a question or asking you something, Donald Trump would get jealous and he would hate you for that. Yeah, and what's Taylor Swift doing? Taylor Swift is saying, register to vote. In the meantime, Donald Trump thinks he's running against Obama. So let's do this. Before we read on how the media is going to cover Donald Trump saying that he's going to send people to camps, I'm pausing because I want to know that you heard what I said and that you're aware of it. And it's not the first time, because I do recall him saying something about putting people... Oh, no, it was one of his followers. It was a Trumpster. I'm not sure. She might have got it from Trump. It was several months ago, where somebody was interviewing a Trump supporter at a rally, and the interviewer asked the woman, oh, what do you think we should do? Maybe you remember this. What do you think we should do with the Democrats? And she said, send them away on a train. So, I'm going to read about whether Donald is going to continue this. Warren, we'll do another group hug towards the end. Oh, you read the whole plan for 2025? So the Fascist Republican Trump plan is to take away democracy. Yes, and Trump has a list. He has an enemies list. He's had it for a long time. Yeah. So this is clearly a choice between whether we're going to stand up for love and healing, or whether we're going to just let this murderous hatred continue. Jail your mother and father and sisters and brothers. We're very isolated in this country. We have no idea what that's like. And I want to give a shout out to Milu, who's from Haiti. It was about the train comment. Yeah, it's awful. I would have figured that out, be grateful. No worries. Trump's retribution. He's a violent He's a violent sociopath, murderer. No, the plan for 2025 that they have is to destroy democracy and go after people. Just normal people like you and I. But I was just saying, shout out to Milu, because Milu is from Haiti, and Milu tells it to you straight. That when he was a kid, there were people that his neighbors disappeared, classmate disappeared, never saw him again, nobody knew where they went. That's fascism. Trump is not gaining any more new votes, though. Thank you, Philip, for saying that. So 3 cards about, I keep changing the question. 3 cards about if Trump is going to continue this. Well, I'm just saying about the woman that was at a Trump rally and she said that all the Democrats should be sent away on trains. Where'd she get that from? Yeah, so Tina's saying she read the 2025 plan that the Republicans have. It's a fascist plan. It's a plan for a fascist takeover. Schedule F, I think, is part of it, which means they just remove everybody from a public office. People do disappear in, what's MX? Mexico? Well, let me just say this about Trump, because I've heard this number, 54,000 people are ready. He's got 54,000 people supposedly to help Trump do this if he wins in 24. Yeah, well, you know, don't ask the question because we already know. I think I'm looking for more details. Is he going to continue the violent rhetoric? It's giving the prosecutors a lot of fuel. It's giving the prosecutors a lot of fuel. Yep. It's given the prosecutors a lot to work with. No, Trump didn't win in 2016 because people didn't like Hillary. Trump won because Russia interfered. It's all in the Mueller report. Page of Wands. They're going to try to reel Trump in. You know, the people around him are going to try to reel him in from the fascist threats, but it's not going to work. I know I didn't have to read on that because it's obvious, but I'm just saying. So, and he had some kind of a screed on, I hate that he uses the word truth because truth is a very special, sacred word. But anyway, on his stupid lie social, he had this horrible, horrible long tweet that when you turned it around, he was basically in great detail describing what he was doing. You see this all the time, describing what he's doing, and then at the end of the whole statement, and the Democrats are all doing this. No, it's exactly what he's doing. Trump, actually, I hate that I'm talking about him, wants to bring 127 witnesses for his New York fraud case. He needs to not be on the ballot. I don't see Trump on the ballot. He needs to not be on the ballot. I see the 14th Amendment, Section 3. Well, maybe that's what I was just seeing in the cards, is like there'll be, people will try to reel him in, people around him, but he's not reel-inable. And it works against him because it gives the prosecutors more to work with. It also gives the attorney generals or whoever decides in the states whether Trump is eligible to be on the ballot, it also gives them more fuel. Let's pull out the pendulum for this one. Because I'm thinking, from what I see, I'm thinking this makes the case for the 14th Amendment stronger. would that work from a legal standpoint? Does this make the case for putting the 14th Amendment into effect? Does it make that case stronger? Yeah, it does. And a judge could ask for a mental health evaluation. There's a whole lot that's not happening. You can see 45 without seeing, you can't see 45 without seeing Mussolini. I totally agree. A judge needs to ask for a mental health evaluation at Walter Reed. I agree. If you were in a room with Trump, you'd leave. I know, but I was just making a point, right? If you were getting attention, he would hate you. Yeah, he doesn't. He wants to be on the news every day, so he's out of control. Will Jack Smith use what Trump is saying in his prosecution? Yes. We need to put a lot of light into our judicial system. We need to send lots and lots of light. Yeah, lots and lots of light. You're tempting me to show you the picture of Mussolini again. We'll see. You're cold in Florida? That's not good. Do you have heat in Florida? Let's see. If it pops up, I mean, I have it in my pictures. If it pops right up, I'll show it to you again. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at how you guys can put up there what you saw with Don Jr. today. It sounded like an ad for Trump.org. That's what it sounded like to me. An ad for Trump.org. It's not coming right up. I don't want to waste my time. The Donald. Looking for the picture of Mussolini. Will Colorado keep Trump off the ballot? Let's ask that. Will Colorado keep Trump off the ballot? Yes. It's only 30 degrees in Maine? Really? It might be that here too. Let's take a look at how... Did you guys see Don Jr.? Hang on, bear with me. I swear he was Mussolini. We're going to take a look at how the Trump kids will do this week. Three cards. How are the Trump kids going to do this week? Is it going to work for them? The death card. The Trump kids this week. The death card. It's over for them. They're done. Doesn't it look like they were like in a business meeting and they were like pitching something? It said the ad that he showed had fraud in it. Yeah. They yelled crime family at Don Jr. I heard that. They were louder this time. Yeah, and Engeron just sat there and just let them ramble on. Okay, so as far as the Trump kids go, this is a win for the United States. This is a win for Letitia James. That's the star card is my United States card. It's so little. The death card for Trump.org and the star is the United States getting its way. People are supposed to pay their taxes. Yeah, he showed ads as his defense. I don't know what they're thinking except that they're in a monarchy. Yeah, Biden's doing great. We'll get there. Don't worry. Thank you, Janet. Page of Cups. Yeah, they're going to get it handed to them on a platter. They're going to get their you-know-what handed to them on a platter. That's the Trump kids. They're making a mockery of the courts, which is a fascist tactic. Just so you know. This ain't the UK. Well, the monarchy doesn't have any power in the UK. Where is that stupid picture? I'll find it. All right, what else do you want to know? I'm not meant to find it. Let's see how the Trumpsters are going to do. How the followers of Trump. Are they going to wake up? Are they going to wake up? Now, I feel them weak. Yeah, I feel the Trumpsters weakening. I really do. I think Engeron was smart letting them go on and on and on. I do. How are the Trumpsters doing? Those people that are still flying the Trump fascist flag. The Sun card indicates that some of them are waking up. Oh, I'm going to read this. Gloria Stells is saying, today I started a political argument with my brother. We caught ourselves and ended the call with love. Let's hear it. Thank you, Rita. That's awesome. I do get that the Trumpsters are waking up. When Trump starts talking about sending people to concentration camps, that's a little bit pushing a little bit slightly too far. The Two of Wands. Okay, I want you to just be, if you have any Trumpsters in your family, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do as Trump's going full on Hitler. Anyone who has Trumpsters in their family, I'm going to tell you what to do. I know Thanksgiving's coming. It's a very stressful time for some people if this topic comes up. Just say that Trump really scares you with the quotes from Hitler and that you think he really means it. All right? What are you saying? The QAnon shaman is running for president? Let's stick with real stuff. The Page of Cups, the Two of Wands. Okay, so the Page of Cups is saying, when somebody's in a cult, you have to remain loving. You have to remain loving. Do the best that you can. I don't know, I'm speaking to somebody. There's probably a bunch of you out there who have family members that are Trumpsters or neighbors. Be kind. Understand that it's been like a hypnotic spell for them to follow a fascist who wants to murder people. Your family are not Trumpers. Trumpsters are just blaming the Dems for their bank accounts. Well, that's kind of a cop-out, isn't it? That's a huge cop-out. To blame the Democrats for your bank account. If your bank account is low, who's that on, right? But anyway, as far as the Trumpsters go, I have the Two of Wands and the Page of Cups. So that's why I'm saying go gentle. Be gentle. One of the Central Park Five was just elected to the New York City Council. That's good news. Sharon made a valid point. I want to see the valid points. They're all valid points, but went by too fast. James is saying that the Trumpsters are willfully ignorant. That's just one little piece of it. That's just one little piece of it. They're under cult mind control. The Nine of Wands indicates that they feel, a lot of Trumpsters feel trapped because they don't want anybody to, just, okay, you say I love, Sharon says I love you, and you don't talk about it. They don't want to hear, I told you so. They don't, you can end the relationship permanently and it will never come back. So, take out your kindest, sickiest sweet Even if you feel like you're faking it, just be sicky sweet and kind and caring and compassionate. Well, Trumpsters are racist as well, but Electra Storm, I'm not talking about the people that are too far gone. I'm not talking about the people that are just born evil. That's not who I'm referring to. There's a lot of decent people that get caught up in cults. Now, I'm going to move on to MAGA Mike. And I want to tell you that I saw a clip of MAGA Mike and I posted on my community page last night. Some video of MAGA Mike. I forget what he was saying. Something about the Bible, and I went on about that on Friday. Philip's interested in Gavin Newsom. Do you have a question about Gavin Newsom? If there's still MAGA there, far gone. Okay, before I get into MAGA Mike, I'm going to have to... I feel like I didn't get my point across. Sorry, I had a little buffer. I had a little buffer second there. Am I back? I won't keep talking unless I know that I'm back. It's a lot of solar flares happening. Okay. Saved! I'm just going to talk a little bit about... Thank you. My Wi-Fi plug-in seems to fix it. So that's Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell. Okay. Not all who wander are lost. I don't know. I just want to encourage everyone to refrain from saying or believing that they're too far gone. Okay? Yeah. Because then you're ruling out all the people that can be saved. So just, keep that in mind. 356 watching? When we hit 400, we'll do another group hug. We'll do a group hug at the end. Sissy, I was just saying that. I feel like a broken record. When we're all absolute, we're not helping the collective energy. So when somebody says they're all gone, everyone in Oklahoma is gone. Everybody here is they're all gone, right? You cannot fight stupid. I don't adhere to that. I don't adhere to that. The last thing they want to hear is I told you so. And you would be the same way. Well, somebody was saying that, they're all gone, they're all too far gone in different states. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to tell you that you're wrong. I'm just encouraging you to be in the positive. They will find their way back when the time is right. Thank you for saying that. Joe is saying they will find their way back when their time is right. They're losing their savior. A lot of the elections on Tuesday, I just want to mention, and if you come to Grassroots of Democracy, and I hope that you do, I'm gonna send this in the newsletter for Thursday. 70% of the Moms for Liberty, the book banners and the trans haters and the ones that are saying, oh, the teachers are grooming the kids for sex. 70% of them lost. So Gloria is saying that the Trumpsters are so lost, like Jim Jones cultists, they all died. Okay. That sounds absolute to me. Yeah, that sounds absolute to me. Somebody help me out here. MAGA Mike. Let me do a commercial and then we'll get to MAGA Mike. They're not all lost. There's never no hope. We don't talk like that on this channel. It's never hopeless. Lois is saying Trump rallies are vacant now. Yeah. We must be grateful that they were here to open our eyes. Yes, thank you, Betty. Betty gets a bell. Betty gets a bell. Send them love anyway. Do what you can. The Pope removed Bishop Strickland. The bishop was a MAGA. That's great. I hadn't heard that. Commercial time. Okay. Commercial time. Remember this? Remember my whiteboard? It was behind my chair. I pulled it out. Don't just sit there questioning. Get answers. I'm telling you, I had the whole day open today. The whole day was free. Get a reading. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. Tarot readings, life coaching, tea leaf readings. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. I'm not pressuring you. I'm just telling you that there's no need to sit around wondering this and wondering that, wondering what's the purpose of my life, wondering about what's going to happen with such and so, wondering what to do about this problem or that problem. Don't just sit there wondering. Get answers. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. New event, From Scarcity to Abundance. Saturday, November 18th. Believe it or not, that's this Saturday. Yes, my whiteboard is back. I was being lazy and I wasn't using it before. That's this Saturday, believe it or not. Saturday, November 18th, 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It's on Zoom. A recording of the class you receive afterwards. And it includes a guided meditation. We have 7 people signed up. It's only $50. Oh, you took a picture? All right, here. Take a screenshot. There it is. I couldn't fit everything, but Grassroots of Democracy, 20 on Tuesdays, guided meditation for a healed America, every single Tuesday. I like the compassion that's coming up about the people that were the lost souls that were Trumpsters. Grassroots of Democracy, we meet 3 times a week. And tomorrow night, we'll get to that, Cheryl. Tomorrow night, we have 20 on Tuesdays. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com to sign up. SCOTUS is gaslighting us. Yeah, I said that in so many words. On Thursday night, we have our Grassroots of Democracy discussion group. Come and talk to us about how you feel about what's going on. The show with Kathy, the astrology show with Kathy Beale, was last Tuesday, and then the next show, the shows are the week of the new moon and the week of the full moon. We'll let you know. We're slated for the 21st is our next astrology show. What else do I have to tell you? Church of Spirituality. If you're not watching Church of Spirituality, you're missing an opportunity to make your life better. It's made my life better. Just being a minister. And sign up for the class. We're going to do a deep dive into cracking the code and getting over our programs about scarcity. You know what I forgot to do? Put something on our gratitude tree. All right, gratitude tree. Somebody said Joe Biden should be on the gratitude tree. This is my gratitude tree. Thank you, Janet. Gratitude tree. I'm just going to do it right now to save time. So, gratitude tree. Joe Biden and the DOJ. Okay? Here we go. We are grateful for the DOJ, and we are grateful for Joe Biden. Yes, we are. Come on. All right. Mike Johnson. Oh, by the way, if you when you become a member, you get an affirmation in your inbox every morning, Monday through Friday. Grateful for bottle drops. Oh my gosh, the other night, I think it was Saturday night, I was here just working, and they did a bottle drop, and it was like, I think they were angry. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, there's a restaurant and they do their recycling, and they make a big bottle drop noise. But I swear they were throwing bottles the other night. Okay. Janet's saying she's having trouble with her brother who's a Trumpster. Don't talk about it. Just talk about the meal. If it's Thanksgiving. I posted on my community page that when I listened to Mike Johnson, and watched a little bit of him, I'm really disturbed by him because I'm thinking he might be a robot. What do you guys think? Oh, thank you, Terry. She's letting you know more benefits to becoming a member. It's like a monthly subscription. Do you think MAGA Mike is a robot? I'm looking for your opinion. He does act like a robot. Who will be dragged in on the brothel network? I don't know what you mean. Maybe retype that. Mike Johnson looks like a Keebler elf. Gloria doesn't think he's a robot. Boy, he really behaves like one. Have you seen Sophia the robot? I'm gonna ask. You actually, I don't think he's really a robot, but he definitely acts like it. Oh, Betty's talking about the high-end brothel that got busted in Massachusetts. I haven't read about that. But you guys are talking about it on Saturday. Sophia the robot is hot. On Friday, you guys are talking about the brothel bus. I'll have to look into that. Is MAGA Mike a robot? He's not the same as DeSantis. It's very weird. He's not a robot. But being psychic, doing this work for as long as I have, I've never really... Do you guys know what I mean? A hybrid? Oh yeah, I told you from the get-go that there were sex scandals around him, and then I said it didn't take a psychic, but it is a psychic impression. Is MAGA Mike a hybrid? No. I'm telling you, I've never read somebody like him. Yeah, he feels like a puppet. That's why I said I feel like he's a robot. He's hollow. And I don't know how long this will last, but I can tell when something's AI. Is he under mind control? No feelings, exactly. Is he under mind control? He's under mind control. Yes. Thomas is saying he's one of those lizard people. Is he cult brain? Yes, I'm getting brainwashed. I'm getting brainwashed. A cyborg? What's a cyborg? Yeah, I'm getting brainwashed. He's like Jared Kushner. Yes. Similar. But Jared Kushner seems to have more thoughts going on. Believe me, I'm not saying anything positive about Jared Kushner. He's a male Stepford robot. He really is. It's a cult brainwashing. Yes. And when I read on him on Friday, I was a little stunned at what I picked up on. MAGA Mike and Elon are so weird. They have a lot of similarities. But the one thing I can say for sure, and this is a similarity with Elon Musk, is that there's no heart. There's no heart. And we are wired to feel somebody's heart. And it's not there. It's non-existent in MAGA Mike. I can't imagine what it would be like to be his child. Yeah, I checked. The pendulum said he's not a robot, but he's brainwashed. I can't watch what James Carville, I can't watch that. There's a certain amount of overload that happens. Let's bring it up for Sissy. I was just talking in general terms, Sissy. I wasn't singling you out. I wasn't singling you out. I do my best to tell you that, you know, when somebody's in a cult, it's hard for us to understand what that is. We have to read about it. Read The Cult of Trump by Steve Hassan. He's a cult specialist and he was in a cult. So it's like the voice of experience. We are not picking on you. We don't do that here. I have strong opinions. I have strong opinions. I'm guilty as charged. I have strong opinions. This new moon in Scorpio, which I haven't talked about yet. I have a lot of Scorpio. It's just in your face. We can't help how we are, right? We're going to read on MAGA Mike. This new moon in Scorpio is very intense. Very intense. Yeah. MAGA Mike drank the Kool-Aid. Listen to some astrology. Listen, I don't know if we got into the personal side of it too much when we did a show last week with Kathy. We did a little bit. But listen a little bit more to the astrology around this new moon. We're just coming off 2 really powerful eclipses in the month of October. This is not gentle energy. The energy that we're in right now is not gentle. So we have to be as gentle as we can with ourselves. Like, don't fly off the handle driving or anything. It's never a good thing to do anyway, but you know how I am. I'm sorry. MAGA Mike. And then we'll read about the oh yeah, the energy is very intense. Thank you, Joe. 1 year today, anniversary of the Idaho students. Oh, that's sad. We are in very challenging times. Yeah, we are in we've never had this kind of astrological energy. Where I live, I mean, this is not related to how we're feeling, but might be. Where I live, and Cheryl probably has heard that you can see the northern lights. The moon is in Scorpio, 20 degrees, very challenging. Oh, Warren, I'm impressed with I didn't know you were doing astrology. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to pray for your enemy. That's another one of my strong opinions. You don't have to pray for your enemy. You don't have to. It's not required. What we have to work on is at least going neutral, so we're not, like, contributing to the negativity. Oh, there's no formal papers for MAGA Mike's son, adopted son? Yeah, we can only control our own behavior. But it's good to know when we're being challenged astrologically. There's no formal adoption papers for MAGA Mike's adopted son, and there's no records of a bank account. Tweet Scotchy is saying neutrality is powerful. It's not easy, but we can go to neutral instead of getting, you know, you're not required to pray for or forgive your enemies like in the sense of that you're thinking about you're condoning them. MAGA Mike. We're missing an opportunity to stand up strongly against him. We're missing an opportunity to stand up strongly against MAGA Mike. He has an NRA flag outside his office. I know what it was when I thought he was really like I thought he was a robot. It was it was how he responded to the horrifying situation in Lewiston, not to undermine the horrifying gun massacres in other places, but his response. Oh, I don't know, Dwight. I don't know about that adopted son. MAGA Mike's response to the massacre, the gun massacre in Lewiston, Maine, was the problem wasn't with guns. His response was the problem wasn't the guns. Remember I just said he has no heart? He said the problem is people's hearts. Cheryl's and me. He said the problem wasn't the guns. The problem was with people's hearts, and we need to fix people's hearts. Didn't I just get through saying he doesn't have a heart? I'm going to just take a deep breath because it makes me so furious. Oh, and what I was going to say about MAGA Mike before I got distracted, which is fine. If you distracted me, it's fine. Don't feel bad about that. Was on Friday when I read on him, I was taken aback at how much, like for instance, he wants a federal abortion ban. He's a speaker. He's a House Speaker. He shouldn't even be meddling in this, right? But MAGA Mike wants a full-on abortion ban completely. And when I tuned into his energy, it was like he would do anything to make sure that abortion bans become the law of the land. Yeah. I don't think he'll be Speaker long. I don't see him being Speaker next year. Yeah. So this is about him. The Democrats are missing an opportunity to get really, really, really loud. So we're going to have to work on that. I think he'll be gone. Yeah, that's what I... Oh, Warren's saying by 12/1/2024? No. 2/1. Yeah, sooner. He has a big surprise coming. I've been tying it to sexual stuff and pressure on him. What happened to the separation of church and state? Well, my answer to that is it's an attempted fascist takeover. It's an attempted coup. That's what we're in right now. Did you get the memo? We're in an attempted fascist coup. Yeah, and then he said, oh, we need to have women have to have babies right straight out of The Handmaid's Tale, which I never saw that either because it's too horrifying. I have a vivid imagination. That women should be baby factories so that we have more able workers. He has a dark satanic feel, that is for sure. The King of Wands, I do think the Democrats are going to step it up though. I do, but right now we're missing an opportunity to really make known what he's doing. And speaking of that, Midas Touch has already started, so we're probably going to end soon. Able bodies, yeah. Yeah. The Queen of Swords and the King of Wands. I actually feel like this has to do with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris being really strong right now. And we need to know why he doesn't have a bank account. Hello. I guess that's what this is. We need to be investigating that. Yeah. You're not in... Okay. So, come to Grassroots of Democracy, because we're going to talk about all this. What we do is we look at what's going on, and then we take action. Every single week. We're very current. Yeah, the coup has not stopped. All right, so when people asked about the government shutdown, I felt like the government wouldn't shut down because of the Republicans, really, the fascists, huge losses on Tuesday. We'll do the group hug. Thanks for reminding me. I can always watch at least the start of Midas Touch on replay. Support Midas Touch. Oh, and please hit the thumbs up. Weird equals fake, yeah. I don't feel like the fascist Republicans want to... It depends on how confident they feel about their attempted coup. It depends on that. Are we heading for a government shutdown? I don't think they're gonna, I don't think, and it's not because they care about us, it's because they wanna, it's not because they care about the American people, it's that they want to make it look like they're not attempting a coup. You agree with light and love, but Trump threatens all of our lives. We must end him now to protect ourselves and our future if we didn't. Yes, exactly. I'm with you. And our future, if we didn't fight against Hitler, what do you think would have happened? If we didn't fight against Hitler, it was in the divine plan for Hitler to be done in. And he did himself in. So, there's that. Warren wants to do a group hug. Am I leaving out anything before I read some tea leaves? Am I leaving out anything that's just glaringly obvious that I left out? Why is the news saying that MAGA Mike's two-tiered plan is doomed to fail? I don't know what the two-tiered plan is. Thank you, Lois. Thank you for all your support, all of you. And thank you, Sissy, for understanding how I get. I have a lot. I'm not a Scorpio, thank God, but I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, which is, you know, that's the psychic stuff. Anyway, happy birthday to all you Scorpios out there. Let's take a look at the tea leaves, shall we? Please pray for the Middle East. Please pray for the Middle East. Oh, wow. There's a cat. Do you guys see? There's a cat right here. See the cat with the ears? Cat right here. And then there's a person here. And then there's a male and a female and they're dancing. And this is underneath Mercury. People are actually starting to come together. I know it's hard to believe, but we're being forced to come together. People are actually starting to come together. Take heart. Tune into your heart. Tim Scott dropped out of the race. I thought DeSantis would drop out, but I wasn't. But I forgot about Tim Scott. Thank you, Cheryl. I use these little teeny cards the whole time, the whole hour. The sun is here. I keep on getting this feeling that there's good news coming about Ukraine. Ramaswamy will be next. He's such a, oh gosh, he's, talk about hollow, definitely. Anyway, I keep on feeling like Ukraine is going to have some kind of an advantage coming soon. It's not really from the States. It's more Europe helping Ukraine. The sun, there's some energy around the sun here, and that, to me, that looks like there's light being shown on the issue of women's rights. There's something coming up about women's rights, their right to privacy, that's going to be beneficial. That's going to be beneficial to women. It's coming. Oh, Rose is saying the F-16s about Ukraine. I feel like they're going to get a real boost in Ukraine. I don't really feel so much that it's coming from the States because the Fascist Republicans keep fighting. They got more new weapons. Ramaswampy. You see a person holding the cat and some, yeah. I feel like this is a real positive thing over here, and it's right around Mars, which is the planet of war. I think Mars is in Scorpio right now. Don't quote me on that. I think so. But it looks like we're learning how to dance through the difficulties. I'm reading about... Yeah, Darren's talking about Carrie Lake. See? The lies are falling apart. Cannot stand that woman. She's so horrible. I'm seeing in the cup, I'm seeing in the tea leaves, this is two people hugging and you know, dancing too. So I'm seeing harmony between people. Wow, this is awesome. I love that I'm seeing these things in the tea leaves. Then there's a giraffe there. See the giraffe? Or a dinosaur, I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. But to me it looks like a giraffe. So I don't know if there's a giraffe in the book, but I think there might be. I think there might be. Is there a giraffe? Do we have a giraffe? We do have a giraffe. There's definitely a giraffe in the cards. In the tea leaves. A giraffe is an exotic, magical, and strange creature. A giraffe in your cup symbolizes fortuitous coincidences and the energy or positive frame of mind needed to attract them into your life. If you maintain an open and optimistic attitude, plus a willingness to take a chance, you can create luck. The universe is listening. So, I want you to know that there's a very clear giraffe in the cup, and it has to do with being optimistic, a higher view, being able to see from a higher perspective. Talking about Ukraine got some new drones too. Yeah. I'm sorry, I missed what you all were saying. Let's get loud. The universe is listening. Let's understand that our thoughts... my guides have been on me about this for a long time when I would get so mad at Trump and so upset and so upset. Well, let yourself do that. Get it out of your system. But make sure, ultimately, you're ending up in a place where you say, I don't want this. I don't want fascism. I don't want this. I want no more Trump. I want no more Trumpsters. I want no more MAGA. What I do want, I'm not going to focus on what I don't want. What I do want is a beautiful democracy that's spreading throughout the world, and this authoritarianism BS is over. We're really going through the same thing that went on in the 1930s. Check out Rachel Maddow's if you haven't listened to the Ultra podcast. That was really excellent. And then she's got a new one out called Prequel. But I've got a few books going right now, but that's going to be the next one. We made it through in the 30s. It's almost 100 years later. It's coming around again. So let's do a group hug because Warren's requested that. Let's go watch Midas Touch. We can manifest the world we want. We have to take that seriously because that is science. Over for good. You like my pirate shirt? Oh, I wasn't really looking at it that way. All right, group hug. 1, 2, 3. Group hug. We're saving democracy together. We are bringing the energy up. And namaste. Thank you. Okay. I'll see you Wednesday. Come to 20 on Tuesdays tomorrow night. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com to sign up. More Democrats running in elections winning. All right, ciao. Namaste. See you soon. Trump's sister died. Oh, wow.